Hello everyone, my name is David. Today we are going to take a look at another horrible case with you. I don't understand why people cheat. If you are not happy, just leave. Don't lie, don't cheat, and don't make promises you can't keep. It was June 18th, 2017, when a Facebook user named Hina Talreya posted a total of 12 posts, one after another, on her Facebook account. All these posts meant only one thing, that someone had betrayed her in love, and now she was repeatedly sending a message to that man through these posts that he had wronged her. But time kept passing by, and soon the date of July 4th, 2017 arrived. That evening, Hina was getting ready in her room, and when her mother asked her, "Where are you going, dear?" Hina simply replied that she was going to Delhi. After saying just this much, at around 7 p.m. on July 4th, Hina left her home. But she had no idea that she was bidding her mother goodbye for the last time, and her mother also did not know that she was seeing her daughter Hina for the last time. Actually, on July 14th, 2017, some officers from the Uttar Pradesh police arrived at Hina Talreya's house, who lived in a small area called Mirapur in the Prayagraj district of Uttar Pradesh. When the police officers knocked on the door of Hina's house, a middle-aged woman named Leavie Talreya opened the door. After that, the police officers showed Hina's photo to the woman and asked about her. In response, the woman said that this was her daughter who hadn't come home for many days. But then the police told the woman that her daughter had been murdered and that her dead body had been found on the morning of July 5th, 2017. This was the kind of news no mother would ever want to hear, and naturally you would also think that Hina's mother must have been devastated after hearing it. But Neelima, after hearing this, completely denied having any relationship with her daughter, Hina Talreya, in front of the police. She even said that she had cut all ties with her daughter because Hina had caused her a lot of pain. Neelima further told the police that at 7 p.m. on July 4th, Hina had left the house saying she was going to Delhi. Although she knew that Hina was lying to her, she still didn't say anything because Hina always did what she wanted. Hina's mother even told the police that she did not want to file any report regarding Hina's murder because she no longer had any relation with that girl. After hearing all this, even the police officers thought about how a mother could say such things about her own daughter. However, now the police had all the information regarding Hina's identity, so they themselves registered Hina Talreya's murder case. At that point, they thought that maybe there had been some old dispute between the mother and daughter, which is why Hina's mother, Neelima, was so angry. Actually, Hina Talreya's dead body was found in a village called Panor, about 14 miles away from her house in Mirapur. Around 7 a.m. on July 5th, 2017, some people were passing by a road in Panoi village, and they saw a human dead body lying in a field beside the road. Seeing this, they were all shocked, and one of them immediately called the police to report that a woman's body was lying in a field near the road by Panoi village. Hearing this, a few police officers quickly got into their vehicle and headed towards the spot. But by the time the police reached the scene, almost the entire village had already heard that a girl's dead body had been found in their village, and so a huge crowd had started gathering there. But now the police officers start clearing the crowd and try to identify the dead body. The body was lying face down, and just by looking at it, it was clear that it was a woman's body. The girl was wearing blue jeans and a pink top with a white dotted design on it. Anyway, the police called in a team of forensic experts to investigate the crime scene. Now, it became visible to everyone that the condition of the dead body had deteriorated significantly. Besides, when the girl's body, lying face down, was turned over, everyone could see a deep wound right in the middle of her forehead. Seeing that wound, even the police got confused about what could have caused it, because it did not look like a bullet wound. However, the girl's face was still recognizable, and apart from the wound found in the middle of her forehead, the forensic experts did not find any other injuries on her body. but the police carefully searched the field where the girl's body was found to look for any identification or a cell phone. Even after thoroughly investigating for a long time, the police found nothing. Meanwhile, the officers also questioned some villagers, but they too had no information about the dead body. Some officers began to believe that the body had been brought from somewhere else and dumped there because if the murder had happened at that spot, there would probably have been more blood according to the nature of the wound. After completing their preliminary investigation, the police sent the dead body to the hospital morgue. The first task in front of the police was to find out whose murder had taken place and then to find the killer. So the police quickly got to work and first informed all the nearby police stations about the dead body. The girl's photo was also circulated to all the stations so that if anyone came to file a missing complaint, they could be asked about the body. The police of Panoi village had found the dead body on July 5th, 2017, and by July 9th, no one had come forward to claim it. Therefore, the police themselves went to court and obtained permission to conduct the autopsy. On July 9th itself, a team of doctors performed the girl's autopsy, and the entire procedure was recorded as evidence. But when the post-mortem report came out, not only the police but also the team of doctors were shocked, as they had perhaps witnessed such a horrific crime for the first time in their lives. According to the doctors, the girl had been physically assaulted by several individuals before being killed, and then shot right in the middle of her forehead. However, the doctors stated that even after being shot, the wound was further deepened by some other thing. The shocking thing was that no one had yet come forward to claim the body. Although the police were doing everything they could to identify the dead body, and the story was making headlines on every local news channel, still no one came forward looking for the girl. By July 10th, when the police saw that no one had come to search for the girl, they collected her DNA and photographs and then conducted her last rites themselves. Although the news had spread through the media, the police also shared the girl's body photographs through various social media accounts. Slowly, the photos started going viral, and people began sharing them on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. Because of this, on July 12th, an unknown man calls the Panoi village police and tells them that he saw this girl on Facebook. The girl's real name is Hina Talreya, but on Facebook she has an account under the name Talreya Hina. After this, the police searched Hina's Facebook account and found out that Hina's last activity on Facebook was on July 4th, 2017. That day, Hina made 2 posts at 10:45 p.m. and 10:46 p.m., and the next morning, on July 5th, Hina's dead body was found. From here, the police deduced that Hina's murder must have taken place after 11 p.m. on July 4th. Now, the police had identified the dead body, but they still had to find her killer. Therefore, the police first tried to learn about Hina's personal life, and during this they found her home address from one of her Facebook posts. After this, the police reached Hina's home, and the conversation they had with her mother has already been discussed. After speaking to Hina's mother, the Panoi village police realized that this case was not going to be so easy for them. Because of this, they handed over the responsibility of solving Hina Talreya's case to the crime branch team, which is responsible for investigating such serious crimes. When the crime branch team began their investigation, they found out that Hina Talreya used to work at a hookah bar. After that, the crime branch police located the address of the hookah bar where Hina worked and reached there on July 18th, 2017. They requested the list of employees working there and saw that Hina Talreya's name was on the list. Additionally, the bar manager made some revelations about Hina to the crime branch. She said that Hina was a cheerful girl and used to quickly become friends with people. However, most of her friend circle consisted of boys from wealthy families, and being around them had led Hina to develop a drinking habit. In fact, if Hina's friends ever invited her for a drink anytime, anywhere, she would go. After learning all this, the police decided to check her call detail record to find out which boys Hina was friends with. But the call detail record showed that on the last day of her life, that is, July 4th, Hina had spoken to very few people. The last person she talked to was a man named Adnan Khan. Since Hina contacted Adnan right before her death, the police, as usual, directly suspected him and also thought that maybe Adnan knew something about Hina's death. Therefore, the crime branch police team decided to interrogate Adnan and found his address through his phone number. Actually, Adnan was a resident of Shahgan town in Uttar Pradesh, and after finding this out, the police went to Adnan's house on July 18th itself. There, they learned that Adnan's family was quite wealthy and that his father was a big businessman. However, at Adnan's house, the police could not find Adnan, so the crime branch police asked his parents about him. From Adnan's parents, the crime branch police found out that Adnan had left home on the night of July 4th with his friend Mohammed Khalid and had not returned since. But when the crime branch police told Adnan's parents about Hina Talreja's murder and Adnan's last conversation with her, Adnan's family made a new revelation to the police. This was something that even Hina's mother, Nilima, had not told the police. In fact, Hina and Adnan were husband and wife. Although they belonged to different religions, they went against their families and got married in 2015. Now, when this fact came to light, the crime branch police also faced the question that, if they were husband and wife, then why was Hina living with her mother before her murder? Apart from this, Hina had made her last call to Adnan from her phone, and after Hina's murder, Adnan was missing from his house as well. Also, when the police tried to trace Adnan's number, his phone was switched off. Now, the crime branch police felt that Adnan might have some information about Hina Talreja's death. After this, the crime branch police team activated all their informants and assigned them the task of finding out about Adnan and Khalid in any way possible. Then the police informants started contacting their networks, spread across every corner of the country. Although this process was very hectic, finally one of the crime branch informants obtained the information that Adnan Khan and his friend were hiding in a house in Mumbai. After receiving this information, the Uttar Pradesh police contacted the Mumbai police. After that, a crime branch team from Prayagraj city in Uttar Pradesh departed for Mumbai, the city famous as India's commercial and financial capital. However, when the crime branch police reached the address provided by their informant in Mumbai, neither Adnan nor Khalid was found there. But seeing the condition of the house, the police realized that both of them had been staying there, as there were some chips packets, liquor bottles, some cigarette butts, and even a dish of chicken left on the table. The police thought that perhaps both of them had gotten wind that the police were closing in, which is why they fled. Because of this, the crime branch team also returned to Prayagraj. But after waiting for a few days, on July 29, 2017, the crime branch team received information from another informant that Adnan was roaming around in an area of Prayagraj with two of his friends. Without wasting time, the police rushed to the spot and found Adnan and his two friends there. However, seeing the police, all three tried to flee. And when some officers from the crime branch chased them, Adnan was caught. But his two friends managed to escape. Now, with Adnan in custody, the police started interrogating him. From the beginning, the crime branch team interrogated Adnan strictly, and he became completely terrified. Because of this fear, he soon confessed that he had killed Hina. Afterward, Adnan narrated the entire story to the crime branch team, from meeting Hina to killing her. Actually, Hina Talreja lived with her parents in a rented house in Mirapur, and she was the only child of her parents. Since Hina was the only child, her family fulfilled her every wish. Hina also had a great interest in being fashionable and had even completed a fashion designing course. Whatever Hina asked from her family, her father would get it for her, and because of this, she became a bit stubborn. As Hina grew older, she started doing whatever she felt like and would listen to her parents less and less. After growing up, Hina made some friends with whom she started visiting bars daily, and there she also began drinking alcohol. Now, because Hina kept going to bars again and again, she had made a lot of new friends and would easily talk to anyone. Most of Hina's friends were boys from wealthy families, and whenever they invited her to drink or party at a bar, she would show up. Everything was going fine, but Hina faced the biggest shock when she was 21 years old and her father passed away. Other than her father, there was no one else earning in the family, so Hina herself started working at a hookah bar in her city. Although before his death, Hina's father used to occasionally scold her for doing the wrong things. Now she had complete freedom. Now, Hina could do anything she wanted with the money she earned from her job. Hina talked to people in such a way that anyone speaking to her would be attracted to her right away. Besides that, Hina was also very active on Facebook, where she made a lot of friends too. Before 2015, Hina met Adnan Khan through Facebook, and Adnan fell for her the first time he saw her picture. Adnan found out about Hina's workplace through Facebook. Adnan also came from a wealthy family, and he too loved going to bars and partying. Additionally, his two friends, Muhammad Khalid and Vicky, always stayed with him, and wherever Adnan went, his two friends would accompany him. When Adnan found out that Hina worked at a hookah bar, he went there with his two friends. There, Adnan saw Hina in person for the first time and immediately started talking to her. Hina also enjoyed talking to Adnan, so they became friends after that very first conversation. Afterward, Adnan kept coming back to the hookah bar just to see Hina and talk to her. Eventually, Adnan even used his money and power to get Hina removed from her job so that she could sit with him and party. Slowly, Hina also started liking Adnan. But now, Adnan was spending a lot of money on Hina and buying her expensive gifts. He even fulfilled many of her expensive desires. During this time, one day, Adnan found the right moment and proposed to Hina, and because Hina also wanted a good standard of living, she realized before accepting the proposal that Adnan could provide her with an easy life in the future. After that, time passed, and their love grew so much that they decided to get married. They both told their families about their love, but both families refused to approve the marriage. Actually, Adnan Khan belonged to the Muslim religion, and Hina Talreya belonged to the Hindu religion. Because of this, both their families said that the marriage could not happen because their religions were different. But just as Hina had only listened to her heart after her father's death, Adnan also decided to go against his family for the marriage. As a result, they both had a court marriage, and after the wedding, Hina converted her religion and became Hina Khan from Hina Talreya. However, even after the marriage, their families still did not approve, so Adnan had to live with Hina in a rented house. For a year, their relationship went very smoothly, walking down the road holding hands late at night, hugging while watching movies. It felt as if flowers were showering down on this couple from the sky. But in 2016, some misunderstandings started creeping into their relationship. Actually, Adnan wanted Hina to leave her job and stay at home. Basically, he wanted his wife not to interact much with other men. However, Hina continued working at the hookah bar even after their marriage and didn't quit drinking either. Besides this, Hina also had many male friends with whom she openly talked. Apart from that, Hina didn't even listen to her parents, so she continued the same behavior with her husband Adnan as well. Because of this, many differences began to arise between the two, leading to more frequent arguments. The situation escalated so much that they decided to live separately, and Hina moved to Mirapur to stay with her mother. Although after Hina married Adnan, her mother had broken all ties with her, Nilima thought that after all, Hina was still her daughter, and she couldn't undo her daughter's decision to marry a Muslim boy. Now the mother and daughter started living together, while Adnan also moved back to his own house. Since Adnan's family didn't accept his marriage, they later found a girl of their choice and arranged Adnan's marriage with her. No article clearly mentions whether Adnan married this girl under family pressure or if he did it of his own will to get rid of Hina. But Adnan married a second time without informing Hina and without giving her a divorce. For some time, Hina remained unaware of Adnan's second marriage, but such things don't stay hidden for long. After a few days, Hina found out about Adnan's second marriage from one of Adnan's friends. Upon learning this, Hina went to a nearby police station and gave a statement that her husband had married again without informing her, even though they had signed a legal marriage document. After this, the police called Adnan to the station, where he apologized to Hina several times to calm her anger. After repeated requests from Adnan, Hina withdrew her case, and only then did Adnan feel some relief. But by now he had realized that Hina would never divorce him, because all her desires were being fulfilled because of him. Moreover, she would neither accept Adnan's second marriage nor give up her bad habits. However, at the beginning of 2017, Adnan learned that Hina was pregnant, and now Hina began blackmailing him, saying that if he didn't divorce his second wife, she would bring the child to his house. After hearing this, Adnan became very anxious and once again tried to convince Hina. But now Adnan was fed up with everything and wanted to get rid of his wife, Hina Khan. As a result, Adnan shared his troubles with his two close friends, Khalid and Vicky. Then the three of them made a plan together and decided to kill Hina. The date was July 4th, 2017. That morning, Adnan called Hina and invited her to dinner that night. Hearing this, Hina was very happy because she thought that perhaps her husband, Adnan, was trying to come back to her. But she had no idea that she was walking straight into a vile plan that would soon cost her life. Around 7 p.m., Hina got ready and left her house, and when her mother asked where she was going, Hina replied that she was going to Delhi. After that, Adnan picked Hina up in his car, and hidden in the trunk were Adnan's two friends. Then Adnan took control of the car himself, and during this time he also made Hina drink alcohol. Afterward, the two of them arrived at a local restaurant where they often used to go. After eating there, they both got back into the car and left. But then Adnan stopped the car in a deserted area, and at that moment, the two friends hidden in the trunk also came out. After that, the three of them together overpowered Hina and first physical assaulted her. At that time, Hina was screaming for help, but there was no one around to hear her. During this time, Adnan pulled out a gun he had with him, and the next moment shot Hina in the head. Then, using a knife, he deepened the gunshot wound even more so that there would be no chance of Hina surviving. After that, Adnan got back into the driver's seat and drove the car a little further to a field. But before they could throw Hina's dead body there, Adnan's two friends took all her identification documents and her cell phone from her. Then the three of them threw Hina's dead body into a field and fled from the scene. After hearing this entire story from Adnan, the police prepared almost the entire charge sheet based on his statements and then presented it in court. However, during the police investigation later, Muhammad Khalid was also caught, but their third partner, Vicky, even after so many years, has still not been caught. According to sources, Vicky is the son of a big businessman, and perhaps that is the reason the police are being prevented from catching him. Maybe that is why this case has not been closed in the police records, and they are still trying to find Adnan's third partner. However, the investigation into this case was also halted for some time in between, and perhaps the reason could be that some powerful people were involved. After this case came to light, people's reaction against Adnan was extremely angry. Besides that, the Indian media also covered this case on a large scale. highlighting the dangers faced by women in abusive and humiliating relationships. What are your thoughts on this case? Please share them in the comment box below. But as always, we'll keep an eye on this case, and if there are any update in future, we'll definitely post about them in community section of David True Crime channel or in the comment section of this video. So with that, the Hina Talreya alias Hina Khan murder case comes to an end right here. If you appreciate our efforts, like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed, do so now. Thank you.